Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
Some people here in the Valley became concerned after seeing a sign at a local food shop.
Take a look. It's at the Pita Pit on 13th Avenue South in Fargo and says, barefoot friendly establishment. We gladly accept you for being you. And it's signed, the management. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley wanted to know if being barefoot violates any health code rules and talked with the Pita Pit manager about why the sign was put up.
A trip to the pool with her son last week ended with a stop at the Frying Pan, but Rebecca Cheatley says she'll never go back.
He had changed into his shorts, but he didn't have shoes on. And I didn't have my shoes on. I didn't have a shirt on per se. I just had a bikini top. And then my shorts when they sat us, no issue. And then just the manager comes right down. We weren't even sitting for 30 seconds. And she just immediately, you can't be in here with barefoot and, you don't even have a top on.
With no sign on the door stating you had to have shoes and a shirt on to be served, Cheatley says she put up a fight to stay.
This is discrimination. You cannot do this. Your people have to have shoes on, sure, but your patrons don't.
And she's right. Unless it's part of the business's policy, you don't have to have shoes on as a customer.
The bottom of your feet, whether you're barefoot or shoes, are still going to be dirty. So the patrons, I mean, if they're going to have bare feet, you're not going to get transferred anything off their foot to your plate unless it's intentional.
It is very much a very personal thing. And if someone thinks that you're dirty because you're barefooted, that's based on them. They're the dirty-minded one, in my opinion.
Cheatley started going barefoot a few years ago as a solution to her constant pain from a serious car accident.
Then I found out the health benefits for it, and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to keep doing this. And my spine, I feel like a whole new woman.
She says it's changed her life, and she tries to go barefoot as much as she can.
I've gone to the hospital barefooted. I've gone to Walmart. I, frequent barefooted all the time.
That is, unless there's one of these signs.
If there's a sign posted, I absolutely do respect it. And I ask that every single time. And the Frying Pan does not have a sign posted.
I reached out to the Frying Pan, and they say they don't have a policy now, but are working on it to make sure something like this never happens again. But as a manager of Pita Pit, she put up this sign to make sure everyone felt welcome in a restaurant, shoes or not.
I love seeing people barefooted, I really do. I don't care what purpose they do it for. I'm not going to judge you. If it's for your health, if it's just because you want to be a hippie, I don't care.
In Fargo, Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
Cass County Public Health says it's all up to the restaurant or store on what rules they want to enforce.
No shortage of rain today, and it's not what street fair fans and vendors were hoping for. Let's check in with Hutch for the latest on what you can expect tonight. Hutch?
We still have a whole lot of rain across the area as we head into our evening hours. This photo sent in by Tim. This was up north of Langdon. A funnel cloud sighted there. That's not going to be out of the question tonight. Right now, we have a new severe thunderstorm warning for Eddy County, the southern reaches of the county, south and east of New Rockford. For this cell, moving southeast at 15 miles per hour. The main threat, as you can see by the pinks there, will be significant hail size, 1 to 2 inches in diameter. It could be making its way towards Brantford by 6:26 and on toward Great City by 6:51. Here's a look at that hail core right now, right over the highway, moving south and east. Quite a smattering of thunderstorms across northeast North Dakota. Up north of Langdon was where that funnel was sighted earlier. There was also one in Pennington County. Just good old-fashioned rain finally starting to vacate the FM area, but it looks like a wet night in Lakes Country, and it's going to persist beyond the 10 o'clock hour. Rainfall amounts in the Southern Valley significant enough for flood advisories for south central and southeast portions of North Dakota, where radar estimates over 4 inches of rain. Mike and Andrea, I'll have details in your hour-by-hour forecast on where all this rain is heading and how things are shaping up for the weekend ahead here in just a couple of minutes.
Keep us posted. Thanks.
Police arrested a Minnesota woman after finding drugs in her home. Officers from the Red Lake Police Department executed an arrest warrant for 42-year-old Angela Bolio. During the search of the home, officers found 3 grams of heroin, meth, and cash, and then confiscated a vehicle. Police say Bolio will face charges of illegal drug sales and possession of a controlled substance.
A man charged with murdering a woman and her son near Perham, Minnesota in April has been found incompetent to stand trial. 32-year-old William Hillman has been committed to the state hospital in St. Peter, Minnesota. Hillman had been declared mentally ill 2 years ago after threatening to kill his mother. He allegedly beat 42-year-old Denise McFadden and her 21-year-old son Dylan with a pipe wrench. Hillman had been living with the McFaddens. He had been diagnosed with schizophrenia but stopped taking his medication about 5 months before the murders.
A Wisconsin woman pleaded not guilty to 3 felony charges after she allegedly tried shooting a Minnesota trooper. 30-year-old Melody Gray is facing charges of attempted murder, felon in possession of a firearm, and possession of stolen property. In early March, State Trooper Mark Peterson responded to a vehicle crash on I-94 just east of Moorhead. According to the BCA's preliminary investigation, when Gray exited the vehicle, she pointed a gun at Peterson. Peterson then fired at Gray, hitting her in the arm. Gray, along with her passenger, Dominique Creighton, were both taken into custody. Creighton is facing multiple charges, including felony damage to property after allegedly kicking out a squad car window after he was arrested.
The search continues for a man who authorities say is tied to some garage break-ins. 25-year-old Chelsea Fortune of Dunseith, North Dakota, was arrested early this morning for her alleged role in the crimes. Police say she and the male were caught breaking into a garage in the 3000 block of 34th Avenue South, south of Essentia Hospital. When officers arrived, the male ran off. Fortune was arrested for burglary, giving false information, and for an open warrant.
2 people were arrested after a fight involving baseball bats in South Fargo early this morning. Daniel Curtis was arrested for simple domestic assault, and Shane Burley was arrested for aggravated assault. Both men are from Fargo. It happened in the 900 block of 5th Street South. That's an area a few blocks south of Hawthorne Elementary School. When officers arrived on scene, some people took off and still haven't been found. Police say everyone involved knew each other.
The man convicted in a double billing scheme that overcharged more than 200 police agencies in Minnesota has been sentenced to 30 days in jail. Jerry Warner was the longtime fleet manager for the Fergus Falls car dealership. There were widespread overcharges on police vehicles sold under Nelson Auto Center's contract with the state. In a deal with prosecutors, Warner pleaded guilty to a count of felony theft by swindle. He must also serve 5 years of probation, pay a $1,000 fine, and restitution. A state audit found taxpayers were overcharged more than $800,000 on over 3,000 vehicles dating back to 2010.
A group of federal investigators working on an international fentanyl trafficking case that began with an overdose death in North Dakota has been recognized by the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration. DEA officials announced that the team, led by U.S. Attorney Christopher Myers of North Dakota, along with others, has earned the Administrator's Award for Outstanding Group Achievement. The investigation started in January 2015 with the overdose death in Grand Forks of 18-year-old Bailey Henke. It led to the discovery of large amounts of fentanyl being distributed in the U.S. and Canada and the indictments of 32 people. Myers says it's the first time a North Dakota investigation has received the Administrator's Award.
Later on Valley News Live at 6, a challenging start for the downtown street fair, issues that go beyond the weather.
Up next, protecting kids. What's being done in North Dakota to cut down on sex abuse?